Hello everyone. Many a times the student after yoga class they ask me a question during after 4 or 5 yoga classes. They ask me a question, what is yoga? Because they are confused whether it's a physical exercise, it's a mental exercise, it's a meditation, it's a breathing exercise, or it's a kind of a relaxation method. Because yoga includes that much yoga techniques that the most of the students find confusing. But they have one question in the mind, what exactly yoga is. To understand the yoga, you have to understand what is the states of mind according to Patanjali. Because your state of mind will define what is the state, what is the quality of the life you are living. That either you are happy, you are sad, or you have a chaos. It all depends on the state of mind. So let's dive deep into the state of mind so that you can understand your practice. Why do the yoga makes you to feel good after the yoga class? If you read the book of Patanjali, he says yoga chitta vritti nirodha. It's a kind of a definition where he explained the state of the mind should be nirodha. Nirodha is a fifth state of mind where the mind become extremely so strong where any kind of thought cannot affect the mind. So suppose you are extremely positive, you stay positive even that the people are talking negative to you. Those thoughts will never penetrate to your mind and your consciousness will be always purified and positive. That is the state of yoga. Now the yoga came in existence, for example, let's say it came in existence 5000 years ago when the first book of Patanjali Yoga Sutra came. Do you think at the time the main purpose of the yogis is to make the man more physical? That the man needed more physical exercises to become much more improved with the physical body. At the time, the life was so hard in itself that the man doesn't need more physical exercise. The main purpose of the yoga founded by the yogis is to evolve the consciousness of the man so that he can come out from his survival instinct out. Because he was thinking at the time, all the time about the survival from the wildlife, survival for the food. He has to go to farming, he has to dig the ground to fetch the water. So all his full life was doing only on a physical level of the life, like there's Abraham Maslow has said, what is a self-actualization. So the yoga thought that how it can be possible for us, for a common man, that how being living in a physical life and living a normal average life, he could attain the higher level of consciousness. That's why the Patanjali from the full book of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which is called the path of Raja Yoga and sometimes also terms as Astanga Yoga because of the eightfold methods. Let's talk about the 5 states of mind. According to the yoga, we have 5 different states of mind. The first 3 states of mind causes the suffering in the human life. That's why the Patanjali said in his book, the pain that is coming, it must be stopped. The first state of mind is called Shipta. Shipta is a state of mind where you are extremely disturbed. Somebody said you something and it makes you disturbed for the whole day. You are keep on thinking. Finally, it is affecting your consciousness and slowly you feel that you have a personality which become hypersensitive, hyper disturbed. You become complaining. You are all the time sad. You are all the time melancholic. So according to the yoga, it is caused because of the thinking pattern. There is nothing wrong with the circumstances. There is nothing wrong with the people around you. It is everything the way you process the thought. The second state of the mind he called muda. The muda is a state of mind where the mind becomes dull. If you are suffering from the first state where you are getting disturbed from time to time, after a certain time you start becoming a state which will become dull and you will find that you will see everything according to the spectrum of your mind. If you are pessimist, you see the world totally pessimist. And when somebody wants to improve your life or he wants to suggest you something, you does not accept him, finding your own philosophy and ideology superior to them. So that's why you find sometimes some cultures, it's a kind of a cultural extension where the full society stay depressed, pessimist, they are sad, they are melancholic, they are aggressive. So it's a kind of the muda is a dull state of mind where the mind cannot change and it feels that it's better to stay as a victim. The third state of mind, what is called vikshipta, what the most of us feels nowadays because the continuous inflow of the information through our phone, through the media, through the newspaper, through the television, through the neighbors, this communication has become much more accessible. At the time, it has also become the negative feedback to us. We are getting influenced to all those kind of the negative and the positive information at the same time. The mind cannot focus at a one time and slowly mind lose the power to concentrate for a longer time. This is called the vikshipta, the distracted state of mind. The most of the students who comes to yoga, they are mostly distracted. So that's why they find that yoga makes them to feel extremely good and extremely peaceful after the 60 or 90 minutes of the practice, because it makes you to focus on one task. Let's talk about the fourth state of the mind. The fourth state of the mind is called ekagra. Ekagra is state of the focus, where you attain the state of concentration and you can hold the positive thought for a longer time. That's why in his book Patanjali Yoga Sutra he mentioned the only solution for the suffering is to keep the positive outlook for a longer time. So what happens in the fourth state of mind, what is called ekagra, your mind get a power where you can concentrate on one thought for a longer time and without getting distracted from the negative or the unwanted thoughts. But still he feels that this state of mind is a kind of a thin line where you can still fall to the distracted state of mind. So that's why the Patanjali emphasized to reach the fifth state of the mind, what is called Nirodha, what I explained in the beginning. Nirodha means the quarantine mind, where you have taken the mind up to a state, you have kept into a kind of a place where it cannot be affected, and slowly the mind will become stronger that it will not accept those thoughts consciously and unconsciously. And this will result into a much more positive and the joyful life of this. So the total practice of Ashtanga Yoga, Raja Yoga, Hatha Yoga, or whatever style of yoga you do is just to make you happy, either with the help of the body, with the help of the breath, by concentrating, by chanting of the mantras. There are so many ways. So all the ways lead to the same state of mind that the Patanjali call Yogasya Chitta Vritti Nirodha, where in your mental form the waves of the thoughts will calm down and you will stay with one positive thought for a longer time. I wish you have a nice day and have a good practice.